anyone you'd like to share this with. Mr. Morin, Dave. This is my presentation on digital and social media to be in basically the next 5 or 10 years. I'm going to start quickly, just briefly kind of run over the history and kind of say where we've been at. And I know a lot of the things with kind of history and things to be, history repeats itself. And so kind of see that again with our social media. Also, forgive the presentation, it's a bit laggy. This is the Fulton Library, and I hope you'll forgive me. So I'm trying to get that information up for you. There you are. All right, so in 1844, we basically, 1844 all the way to 1968 included various methods of social communication. Your phone. Sorry about that. At the beginning, just included various methods of social communication. So that starts with, it's been logged as Morse code, and that was the ability to communicate to multiple people. And I think that's kind of where in my opinion, as we don't have an exact definition for what social media is. It's basically just being able to communicate with more than just one person. That's why I define it, and share a message, and for them to be able to reply. And so it starts there, involves a few different things, telegraphs, and it changes over that amount of time, and then that brings us to ARPANET, which is the first real online internet product. The first two letters that were sent were LO. They were trying to spell login, but that didn't happen because LO was way too much. That's all they could do. That involved the military. We jumped further. That was 1969. We jumped further to 1997 to 2001. 6 Degrees leaves the world with 1 million members. That was a really big jump. It's like, hey, look what we can do. They had profiles. You could have friends. It was a very, what we understand now, or what we kind of define and are familiar with, social media, with 6 Degrees. And then right after that was the 1999 blog format with LiveJournal. That's where it changed from what 6 Degrees had to something more closer to Facebook. That's just kind of the blog. Hey, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing now. This is how I feel, and you can share that with your friends. They're like, hey, I don't care how you feel, and stuff like that. So social media added that to its platform and was able to do that. LinkedIn then adds the business side of things, and in 2003 ties social media with business. So now you can create this profile and have professionals looking at you, people that want to hire you to bring you on as an employee, a boss, whatever it may be, and see if you're worth what they may be looking for. They can post jobs, they can find jobs, or you can find jobs, and there's a lot of opportunity there. 2004, Facebook is invented and the social media wars begin. You've got Facebook pops up, you've got Instagram. Instagram takes a little bit longer. But basically you've got, MySpace was its big contender. MySpace was still big at the time. And they kind of held the ground for a while. And then Facebook comes in with, originally was just meant for, the platform was just meant for communication within the college, but it grew immensely, as you can see, and now is host to over, I'm not going to give you an exact number, but I think 4 billion people, 6 billion? Am I wrong there? A little lower. I'm not sure. I forgot the number. But it basically has, it's definitely added the social part to social media and captured that, and that's what people are shooting for now with And MySpace has taken a dive. They're more artistic now. I hang out there occasionally. They're more, if you're involved in art, rock, anything like that, that's what you're looking at. 2005 YouTube was invented and captures the eye of people looking at video and things like that. You hear "Video Killed the Radio Star." It's a good song. That's when MTV came in, right? You want to post all these videos. Where are you going to do it? YouTube came in and took care of that audience. And now, if you want to watch those videos, if you want to be a part of that, I think that was a very good time and platform to do that on, because you've got people that have been reading all these posts and been involved with little things here and there. But now we're very the youth, the generations are very involved with seeing things and being involved. I keep using the term involved, but and that's what they are. They want to see stuff. They want to react, laugh, joke. They're very visually aroused, for lack of a better word. Which leads us to 2011, 2014. Snapchat and Instagram take over the pictures. All right. If you want a good picture, you take it on Snapchat and share it with everybody that's watching for the day. It's very momentary. It's got a few negative stereotypes that come along with it, but Instagram kind of takes away those stereotypes. Those are pictures that you can share to your profile. Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all these different social media profiles now start copying each other and kind of just moving forward together. So they all start rising and falling and just becoming copycats of one another. They all start doing stories, they all start doing certain things with pictures, implementing different privacy structures and such. But that's the history of social media. Moving on, you've got the rises and falls of social media, all right? I'm gonna list a few falls, right? You've got privacy issues, people that get onto, that's all with Mark Zuckerberg, things like that. People have, they realize that when they get onto social media, that they're not that private anymore, which is kind of funny because that's why you get onto social media, is to be heard, which leads me to the next point, which is not that social. All right, so they get onto social media, they share what they want to say, they want to and show what they want to show, and then they get out into the real world, and now they're not social. It leads them to it minimizes personal interaction in the physical realm versus the digital realm. That also led to more cyberbullying, and they blew that out of the water, and it's just really depressing where that led in regard to cyberbullying, leading to suicides, more homeschooling, things like that. Homeschooling is not necessarily a bad thing, but things like that for cyberbullying. Rises, you've got learning. Social media, you can learn at an immense curve and just pick things up so quick, depending on who you are. Conversation, you're able to talk to whoever you want, wherever you want, whenever you want. Social media makes that possible. It's super cool. If you're connected with that person in any certain way, then you can find them, and as long as they want to be found to a certain point, and make that happen. Money for good causes. You can get you can round up charities. You can let people know about the disaster that may be happening nearby you. It's very quick and very reliable in the sense of gaining information. True or not is up to the beholder. What has social media accomplished almost entirely alone? Skype with doctors and nurses. All right, you're able to do a lot of different things on the health front, and now you don't have to leave the home. You can say, hey, my son's going through this, and this. Can you help me with this, or whatever it may be? And that's, like I said, almost entirely accomplished with social media. You got governed by the transparent rather than the gatekeepers, is what that says. Yeah, rather than the gatekeepers. So people that tweet, your government officials, your presidents, your senators, governors, everything like that, they're out there and they're saying what they're, how they're feeling, what they think about certain subjects, and we get to see that. We get to be a part of that. We get to respond. We get to share our 2 cents and interact, as opposed to years ago when we never knew. Things happened to the White House. Things happened to other people elsewhere, and we didn't ever know about it because it happened somewhere else, and we didn't care about it. Here, we can just jump online for 10 seconds and care about it. We say, hey, this is how I feel. Is that always going to get us an interaction or a reaction to the proper response that we were looking for? No, but it's progress. Like I said, better response to disasters. Fundraising following a disaster. Once again, mentioned. There's disasters that happen all over the world. Natural disasters, shootings, things like that. People can type in, hey, I'm safe. Hey, I'm here. All's well. Things are looking good. And so I think that's super cool too. So moving forward to the whole point of this presentation is, I think social media will unite with almost everyone. I think it'll unite people. One of the things, Albizu Garcia spoke about the possibility of VR, the VR opportunities that will be there. I think that picture alone makes it look pretty cool. It's like you can pretend that you're in Paris when really you're just sitting in your living room. Maybe you have a friend from Paris. Maybe you studied abroad and you're not going to see him for a long time. And you can put on a headset and see him. Obviously they look a little bit funky, but I think this is a lot of the future of social media, is when we reach out to others and are messaging others and are trying to communicate, then this is going to be one of the bigger ways to do it when we can. One of the concerns, this was mentioned in the presentations that you gave us, actually. Alex Krotowski with The Guardian, she was the one that went on the really cool trip and basically got her whole entire life hacked and was shown how it was happening. I thought that was super cool. She worked, like I said, but I think with the future, data shared will be limited. I think it'll be a lot more limited than what it is now, simply because we are realizing that and we do want to stop it. And I think that the public is going to step up and take a voice, take a chance, and within the next 10 years say no. Now that may not be the popular opinion, but I believe that people do want to take action, and they are concerned about their privacy. They just don't know how to take care of that. So that's another thing. Privacy will once again be in question. Privacy will be, our privacy is always going to be in question when you're sharing all of your stuff between multiple people. Where is it going? And I think that's always going to be in question. Money will be able to be made, and I think it's kind of funny because we give all of our stuff to people and we say, hey, here it is, and now I feel like they're going to charge us for them to give it back to us, and I think that's interesting. According to an anonymous article, I also think it's going to be very, very important to the public to monitor or basically time capsule our lives. and I think they're gonna use social media to do that. Thank you.